Okay, so now I've completed Far Cry 5. I think it's now a time to maybe give it a review and see and tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, what I think of the game. So Far Cry 5, I have to say it's a very good game. Another great one in the entry. So let's go with the positives. I think the gameplay is fantastic. The first person feels smooth. I like it. There's a little auto aim to help beginners, if they're not good at free aim. So I like the auto aim helps. I like the weapons. As you go, keep them in the old edition, but this time you can keep a melee weapon, and you can keep 3 weapons. Then your throws, secondary throws, and the others, and then in your other section, you have your fishing rod. Whatever those mean. Anyway, and then you got like those. I don't know what the alcohol does. Then apparently you could get high on drug. And then you got like your boosts as well. Which is really good. You got like your ultimate survivor, even though I didn't use that much for some unknown reason. And then the ultimate hunter, and then you got the furious, which makes you stronger, and then the faster make you completely faster. So keeping the additions between the other ones. The area, I like to say as a whole, is really good. I have to say the map is very huge, which is really good, which is like loads to explore and loads to see. And I like it, and I also like it with the free range. How do you want to take on the free regions? Do you want to do, like, let's say Faith first, then Jacob or John, or do you do John, Faith or Jacob then Faith, etc, etc. I like it how you can take it on. I'd say the outposts are very good. I'd say the shot factor is really, really good. There's moments where you see like dead bodies and stuff like that, or dead animals, and it brings a massive shock factor into it. So I have to say that's very good. The roster I really like. I think is a really good feature. The fighters I did not use that much. I did not use the fights that much because I was so busy using the roster, but I do like him, and I do like how each of the roster and the characters have their own unique specialities. So you got like Boomer, who's your scout who can help you tag enemies, animals, and sometimes retrieve you weapons. And then you got Nick. I didn't use that much, but can like blow people up. And then you got Grace, who's a sharpshooter, and she's got an laser which is green, so you know which is hers and which is the enemy, which was very good. Green is her, red is enemy. But the one downfall of Grace is it's just a shame she hasn't got a silencer on her gun, so you can't really use her for sneaking missions. Cheeseburger, who's like your shield and your defense. So he would technically have the enemies mostly drawn onto him. And then you've got Hulk, who can just blow everything up, and he's like really good. Jess Black, I really, really liked as a character. And you can clearly see I made her kill like 104 people. So she's took over Boomer's record. Yeah, so she has, yeah, so I like it. Oh, I didn't know she's got that. Wild animals see her as one of their own. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, so yeah, she's like really good. She's sneaky. She's got incredible one-liners, funny dialogue. Peaches I didn't use that much, but I definitely will use Peaches more in the outposts, which is like really good. Sharky I only did use once for the perk, but I could see him being really good. And Ardeline, she was very good, and she helps with the chopper and support. But like I said, each of these characters, I said the roster was really good. Oh, hello, XX. Go me XX. If you're just in, I've completed the game. So right now, I'm just going through my review, what I think of Far Cry so far. So I've completed it. If you want to know what ending I went for Resist, and I decided to fight Joseph. But don't worry, if you want to see it, I will upload this onto my YouTube channel, which is the LNW Entertainment Show, if you want to see my reaction to it, to the ending. So like I was saying, the roster is very, very good. I like how each of them is like... I like it how each of them have their own speciality, and I like it how you can mix them up. But one downfall of the roster is you are going to use, like, if you got like your top favorites, you are going to use them more. Like the others, I say that's a bit of a downfall, because in the roster you could only pick only 2. Which is a shame. You know, I wish you could have, say, have 3. I wish you could like have more of the roster, because like my top 3, what I'd like to have would be Boomer as my scouter, and would like Jess Black to be my stealth, and also Peaches to be my stealth, and then stuff like that. But I can see how the roster is maybe sort of your personality, like what are you like as a gamer. So are you more like guns blazing? Do you want to go for your gun blazing characters in the roster? Are you a stealth gamer? Do you want to go for the stealth characters? Would you like to like plan everything out, so you would like to use Boomer while with your stealth, or do you want to use Boomer with your going gun blazes? So I can see how the roster is got it all mixed up for like for type of people's gameplay of like how they want to take it on, and I think it's really clever that these rosters actually all have personalities. You know, they don't just sit around, they don't do anything, they literally, when stuff like that, the characters will talk to each other, or they'll either talk to you. So I really like that to build development to. I like that. Like one time, Grace Armstrong was mentioned that she was in the Olympics and she got a gold when she was speaking to Herc. I thought that was extremely clever. So if you like have characters talking to each other, you can learn more of their background. So I thought that was a really good personality. But the only thing which is another downfall was just the fighters, because I feel like I didn't use my fighters at all. You can pick 3, remove and keep changing, but I felt like this section here wasn't very that useful at all, and I think it was a bit of pointless, because yeah, you can like, because you only work out what their ability is, you get them a certain amount of kills. But because like when you unlock your roster and you know straight away what they do, you're more likely to use them and them only, and you just don't use your fighters at all. So I thought the fighters was completely pointless. The perks, I think you got very, very good range of upgrades. I think they're extremely good. I think they're very, very good. The perks, there's like loads, like the more perks you get, the more bets you unlock. So I thought that was really good. So I'd say the perks was good. Challenges, I say are very, very good. There is loads and loads of challenges that you can do. I like, you can keep an eye on them and all that stuff, and you can see like, even though you've completed them, but it still shows you like how many total kills you've got, or how many handgun kills you've got. And I've liked it, I've killed 1,980, which is like the exact same year the World War I ended. conspiracy file. Yeah, inventory, I think it's great. You can get loads and loads of weapons and loads of that, and just keep loads of stash. So I think the collectibles is really good. Online, I've not tried out yet. I believe loads of people say the arcade is very good, and they say the live event is good, and you can invite friends to co-op. So we'll give online a try, but right now I'm just doing the solo play. That's the only thing I'm doing at the moment. I like how everything, you know, keeps you you're busy all the time. I like it with the I like the pepper stash missions. I thought they were really good side ones. Each and one of them like had their own like puzzles to work out where the stash is, how you get to them. So each of them had like really good, clever puzzles. I have to say, like, that was really good. With different puzzles, so, and each of them with different rewards. I thought that was like really good. The outposts, I think some of them are like really good and some of them are mediocre. Some of them are just like completely easy and you could just do them like that, or some of them can be really hard and it takes you a while to like trying to do it with stealth. But I say without your roster, it can be more harder. But with the roster, it can make it easier for you. That's all I can say. But here's the thing with the roster, even though I said it was really good, but the only problem with the roster is it does sort of make the outposts way too easy to take over, because if you look at FarCry 3 and FarCry 4, you have to like take out the outposts all by yourself. You didn't have help or anything. With you literally had to do the scouting yourself. You literally had to take out the enemies yourself. So literally you have to do all of that by yourself. And that used to be quite hard. Like in Far Cry 3 and 4, it did took me like a couple of tries, you know, to get the find to complete an outpost without being spotted. You know, like doing it completely stealth. It took a while, but in this one, when you get Boomer for your scout and Jess for your stealth or Peach, the outposts do become way more easy. The side missions, I say, is a bit of a mixed bag. Like, some of them are, like, really good, and some of them are downright terrible. It's a bit of a mixed bag. The side missions, like I said, some are really good, some are really bad. So like some of them are quite hard and it takes you a while, but some of them are just like downright easy and you just think, what the fucking point was that? And everybody agrees on YouTube, and everybody agrees with me, and hopefully FarCry5 has agreed. Like, the worst mission was no doubt was doing the mission where you had to like run over a bison and animals with antlers on their heads for roadkill meat for that guy who couldn't speak a single word. He didn't sound a word you said, and luckily you needed a word for subtitles. But like I said, everyone agrees that was the worst mission, and that apparently that made people quit Far Cry 5 doing the roadkill mission. The clutch Nixon missions, I thought they were really, really good. I like how each of them were different stunts. Some were really easy and some were like a bit difficult. It took a few tries. Well, it depends, but I thought this was a bit, it's like a mixed bag. Some were like really good and some of them are quite bad. I didn't quite like the collectibles mission. I didn't understand that bit. The story missions themselves, I had to say some of them were really good. And I think the boss battles were definitely really good. So I think the story mode missions were really good. I don't think there was any really any bad ones. So I think they were actually really good. I actually did quite enjoy the story missions. So let's talk about each region. So you had John's region. So his point of view, he's trying to make you say yes to condone your sins. So he was all about the yes. I thought he was a very good character. He just trying to turn people to say yes. I thought his yes moving was very villainous, and how he manipulated and controlled. I thought that was really good. So I thought he was a really good cat, and his boss battle was really good. You had to chase him down, you had to fight him in a helicopter, and then you take him down from the car. So that was really good. Excuse me later. Jacob's region was really good as well. Jacob region as a boss was really good. I like it how he manipulated you with the music. I thought that was really good how he just manipulated with the music. I thought that was really good, and he puts you in a trance. You think you're in a dream state, but it turns out you're actually in your resistance. It turns out you're in your resistance. It turns out you're in your resistance army, and you accidentally killed the main resistance leader. So that was shocking, but I thought Jacob's boss battle was really good. You had to get out of his dream state, and he's a marksman sniper. So I was really happy. I shot him with the sniper rifle. So fuck you. You got killed by a sniper legend. So fuck you. so I really liked that. Faith, I really did like. I felt sorry for her, because apparently she's a half sister to them. But I felt quite sorry for Faith, because she did started really bad, and they did try to help her, but they controlled her mind. Faith could have been a really good person. Faith could have been a good person, but Joseph and the brothers manipulated her and turned her really evil. I liked how she uses the bliss to control you and take this weird dream state that looked like the Garden of Eden. I thought that was really good. I thought the Garden of Eden would look very beautiful. I liked how she goes nice to you, trying to make you think what you're doing, and then she goes pure shit crazy when you don't listen to her. So I thought Faith was a really good boss. I think my favourite one, I had to say Faith was my favourite one. Because I thought she had a really good story. And also with Jacob's story as well. And he mentions he used to be in the war and all that stuff. That's why he's a little bit a good sniper and all that stuff. A little bit not all there, because he's been in so many wars, so that's why he knows all about survival and hunting. He tells his stories, him hunting and him in the wars and all that stuff. But I thought Faith had the best backstory, and the one you did feel sorry for. I thought Faith's backstory was the best. I thought she was the best boss. I think John was the least one, because you didn't quite learn about his backstory, but you just learn he just wants the people to say yes. You're not Jim Carrey, mate. You're not fucking Jim Carrey. Anyway, so Faith, best, second, third. So what about the father himself, Joseph. I had to say he's a sick motherfucker, but here's the thing, what a plot twist. If you decide to resist against him, he was right all along. If you go against him and all that stuff, he just believe God destroys everything. So I thought that was like, he was right all along, you know. That's not normally don't see in a video game, you know, a villain was right all along, you know. He's trying to make you see that what you're doing, everything you do is wrong, you know, you should be punished. But even though him and his family has killed, like, tortured and killed how many people, you know, over their religion and stuff, but it was like, it's like, holy shit, like, even the characters admitted, like, he was right all along. So I thought that was like really good. I thought Joseph's backstory was like really good. Like how in sections where he tells a little bit of his backstory, like what made him into a cult leader was a really sad one. He had a wife and a daughter, and I think both of them got sick, and he thought God was testing. So he killed his own daughter and wife to feel atonement and feel sanctuary and all that stuff. So so that's his backstory, and I like it how when you killed like one of his family, I like it how he gives like a bit of backstory to the characters. Except for if you like leave if you leave the last one, he doesn't talk about that person. He just goes straight to a crime with weird snot come out of his nose. Because when I killed Faith, he didn't talk about Faith's past. He just went on to pure crying and how he lost his family. So yeah, so but I like it how he told each of the characters backstory, so you get to learn about them more. And I liked it how you killed him and killed them. I liked it how did he felt about that, you know, and that he's trying to make you're trying to make like you feel sorry for that character. You know, like it's trying to make you think, am I doing this wrong that I took his family? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? So you might feel like. So, because some people might feel, no, I'm doing this. You've tortured many people. You all deserve this. But when you like, he's telling the story and their story, you start going like, am I actually doing the right thing? Like, is this violent? Do I make violence right with violence? You know, do I stop violence with violence? That's what he's trying to make you feel. But I say very good again. So more positives, I think the graphic looks really, really good. I think the animals look exactly how they look in real life. I like it how some nice features, you know, when you're like in the air, you can see the nice landscape of the place and how breathtaking it can look sometimes. I like it, the sunlight, the darkness, I like all that. I think the graphics was really good. I like it how the 3D module of the map looks really good. I really like that. The map's like really good. You can like completely feel you're not lost. And another thing that I liked is when I was in John's region, I liked how you talk to characters in John's region and they told you about certain people to go and meet, the assigned missions and stuff like that, or like where the prepper stash was. I thought that was really good, that like to interact with the AI and the NPCs to find out where assigned missions are, or to find out where pepper stashes are. So I thought that was like really, really good. So any more positives? I think the sniping is brilliant again. I told some people I think the sniping in the FarCry is fantastic. It's the best sniping I've had. I wish the Z93 didn't make a return, but I did like the MBP 50 caliber from Blood Dragon. I thought that was really nice. So, sniping bring again. I liked it this time. You can actually change the gender of your character. I thought that was really good, and like it how like you could get so many outfits like that. I thought that was really good. So I thought that was like really good. Because like in the other Far Cry's you played male and you could customize whatever. I like this one you did. So I thought like that was like really good. So ending on to the I suppose more positives actually. I think the story as a whole is really good. It makes you go for, you know, like you really want to save your deputies and you really want to take down each of the region. Yeah, so other parts, yeah, I thought the story was like really great. You know, it made you like you really want to save your deputy, take on the region, but as you carry on, then you stop and think and go, "What am I doing is actually right?" And I thought the ending I took was completely surprising. So I thought that was really good. So I can't wait to play the DLC New Dawn and see what that's all about. So I think that's definitely all the positives. The negatives of this game is, I think I mentioned a few. I have, like I said, like the fighters were completely were pointless, like because you used your roster more than your fighters. I didn't use my fighters at all, except for him at the beginning of the game. We didn't have any rosters. But I tend to sometimes be a solo person if they're not good enough. I used the roster more, and I said like the roster made the outpost too easy. You know, like, but you can make the choice of like, do you want to go in solo like in Far Cry 3 and 4, or do you want to have help with you to scope out and all that stuff? And like I said, some outposts were really difficult, and some outposts were not. And like I said, the side missions were a mixed bag, but the worst, some were like really good, but some bad. But the worst one was definitely the roadkill meat mission. I thought that is definitely the worst mission Ubisoft ever came up with. So I'm sorry Ubisoft, but that was a really bad one. And I've seen comments that loads of Far Cry 5 fans did say that was the worst mission they ever done, and some quitted because of that. The other negatives I found the skinning animals were pointless in this time round. Because in this one, if you skin animals, you you can sell them for money, but they're not really worth that much, and they're not really worth that much money. But excuse me, but they weren't really that much, and they became like pointless. You know, like the animals were only entirely used, you know, if you want to use them, because there's challenges to just skin certain animals or fish certain animals, you know, to get perks, which is like that's their only use. But once like you've done that challenge, and once you've done all the perks, that's it. There's no really much point to hunt the animals. You know, there's really not much point. Because in Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4, you had to like hunt for you literally had to hunt certain animals to make your inventory, like your bags, your inventories, like more to be upgraded. So like certain animals to upgrade your wallet to carry more cash, or your bag to carry more weapons, etc. I thought that was really good in Far Cry 3 and 4. You had to hunt skin certain animals or their meat to get like that. And I don't know why in this one they cut out the animation, your character skinning the animals, because in Far Cry 3 it showed you guys skin out and put in their skin and meat into the bag. Your character gets gross by it. In this one it just shows a slash, but which I thought was like pretty lazy. I don't know why in Far Cry 3, which was done on the 360 and the PS3, they showed like a skinning animation, but in this one with better graphics and compared consoles, it just showed a slash. So I don't know what happened there. I wish that could have happened. I don't mean any harmful animals or anything like that, but I just don't understand why that's happened. Why in Far Cry 3 showed the animation and this one just got lazy, show a slash. But yeah, hunting animals became a bit useless unless you want to like get them meat for bait. That was the only about it. The audio, the voice acting, the audio. Some of the audio was really good, but some of the audio and the character were like really bad. I don't know if it's me or was it the game itself, but while I've been Twitch streaming, I noticed the audio kept cutting out on the voice acting, and like their lip syncing was not in time. Was not in time with their voices. I don't know whether was that due to me. I don't know was that due to me having my Twitch stream. Was that due to me? I don't know. Was that due to me having my Twitch stream on? Was that causing the audio to be cut out and the lip syncing going wrong? So anyone put in the chat, please. Did anyone else have that problem while streaming this game or just playing it normally? Did anyone else had the audio cutting out or the lip syncing not in time with the talking, where the subtitles is further than where they're at, or they're a bit behind and the game slowed down so the audio could catch up to the characters? So someone put in the chat, did that ever happen to you while Twitch streaming or play the game? Or was the audio cutting out or something like that while Twitch stream, or lip syncing going wrong? Because if it definitely did that to me all the way through this Twitch streaming. But whether it's a negative or not, I don't know. But it's definitely a part. It did feel a bit annoying where it did stop a little bit a couple of times. Another negative, who the hell was the voice actor for the guy who gave you the mission to run over the animals? Lewis, would you recommend this on sale? Yes, I definitely would recommend this on sale. Hello, Louis Vuitton. Welcome. I've just completed Far Cry 5, so right now I'm just doing my review on the game. So far, I've done the positive sides of the game, but now just moving on to the negatives. So So the next, but whoever was the voice actor for the character that made you do the mission to get the me, can someone explain to me what the fuck happened to that? Because loads of people, loads of gamers at first they first met her, was it something wrong with the game or was it something wrong with their audio? But it turns out no, that is actually how that gaming character has done, you know, but that's how it's getting it. He went, and you're like, what? What the fuck did you just say? And like loads of people in the comment, like, thank fucking God there was like subtitles for that character to work out what the fuck he was saying. You know, thank fuck for that. You know, like, but I thought for me it was my Twitch streamer cutting his audio out, but no, it's to say he actually talks like that, and I literally shot him to death for that shit mission. Another negative side of this is, I don't know, I felt this game was a little bit rushed. I felt like this game was a bit rushed. It felt like I got to the boss regions, way too quickly. And I still had main missions to go, even though I did the side missions first. Because me with games, when there's like wide open games, you have, wide... So, hang on, ladies and gentlemen. With me with game, I do side missions first, and that's what I do. Side missions first. I do side missions first, and then I do the main missions. You know, because side missions will help you out to do the main missions. But I felt like some of the side missions made you get to the final boss in the region way too quick. And you still had like main missions left. Some of them even evolved. You know, if that person did the main mission has died. This like happened to me twice. When I was in Jacob's region, I still had like main missions left, like loads. And I killed off Jacob. Jacob made me kill the main resistance. And his death, but I didn't feel any empathy or sadness for that character because I didn't get time to build up for that character. So because how rushed it felt, and because I didn't do that character side mission, I didn't know what he was like as a character, what was his backstory. So when he died, I just did not care, nor did I feel sad because it felt rushed. And it happened the same thing again in Faith's region where I did the side missions, and I had this one. I think it was the doctor in the prison. Sorry, and he died before I could actually finish his side mission. And like again, I didn't feel sad for him because I didn't get time to build character with him or build backstory with him. So and when you play some of the side missions with like the clutch Nixon or anything like that, I don't know why it added resistance points to the boss. I didn't. Yeah, so I don't know. So it's like some side missions, um, like added resistance points to your boss region, but that side mission had nothing to do with damaging your the boss's region whatsoever. It didn't felt like that at all. Yes, it didn't felt like that at all. Like when I did like the Clutch Nixon missions. When I like did the Clutch Nixon missions where they're just there's just doing some stunt jobs that involves just involving reenacting Clutch Nixon's stunts, his death of science stunts. And when you completed them, they added like 100 or 200 resistance points to the boss. You know, like, and you're thinking, what is that stunt jump got to do with damaging the resistance and the leader's region? It's nothing. So, and same thing with the roadkill mission that guy awfully gave. I felt like his mission. What's his mission gonna do with running over animals? Give him meat just to give food to the people. How is that a damage to resistance to the boss's region? So I just felt like some of the side missions should have added resistance points to the boss. I felt like some side missions should, you know, if it had something to do with the boss, yes, resistance points. But if it had nothing to do with the boss, nothing at all, then it shouldn't added resistance points. That's how I felt. So I felt like this game was a little bit rushed. And I don't know why. You can feel like this game's a bit rushed. I think some people have said and put comments on this is actually the shortest Far Cry. Like this is like the quickest one to complete. But I hold my hand up. This actually took me about 6 months to complete. But the reason why those 6 months because I was doing things with my personal life out of this video game, or it's like my friends wanted me to play other games with them, like example Fortnite. So that's why like this took me a long time to complete. But yes, there's like loads of things to do. There's like the fishing missions and all that stuff. But like I said, I felt like this game's a little bit rushed. I felt like it could have been timed. Yes, there actually are DLCs out. I think there's a few of them out, and there's obviously there's the side chapter New Dawn, which show if you play. I think you play 2 women that do something. But the arcade, the online and the arcade, I haven't tried that out yet. So I'm not basing the review on the online, just the single player. I'm sure the arcade mode is very good. I've been told it's very good, and the online. Also, you can play a co-op with friends on this, so you can have someone to do co-op with you. So pretty cool. You can have 2 rosters and a co-op body. So that's like pretty cool. But as a whole, is Far Cry 5 worth buying? I have to say, yes, it is. I think it's definitely worth it. It's a very good game. I think it's got some really good characters, excellent gameplay, really stunning visuals. Um, the very good weapons to play to deal with. So yeah, so I say pick up this game when it's on a sale, or when this becomes free. When it's free on your gold membership. I say definitely when to play this game. So my final result on a scale between 1 and 10, I think I'd like to give Far Cry 5 I'm gonna give it a 7 for the single player. So for the single player, I'm gonna give it a 7. Really solid on the gameplay, the visuals, some of the characters, but the downfall was some of the side missions were bad. The fighters wasn't that useful. This game felt a little bit rushed. You can like get to the bosses way too quickly, and you could get to the bosses way too quick, and still got to do side missions or main missions, and still to do involving a character that you're not properly introduced. If that character's died, you can't build up on that character anymore. So yeah, but is this better than Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4? The answer to that is a bit in the middle. It's like it's got some of the good gameplay from Far Cry 3 and a bit of the good gameplay from Far Cry 4 mixed in together. But I feel like Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 has done a better job, I think, for me. I think that's for me. I think Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 did a better job. So, but Far Cry 5, I say, definitely still a brilliant game. I still recommend buying. I had a really good time playing this game, except for the fishing and some boring side missions. But I had to say, it's a good game on its own. But I was just rather another negative is I would have liked in the lake there was like more animals in the lake. You only got like fishes and ducks, which is like pretty cool. But I wish because this is set in America, I would have liked it if it had alligators in the water. That would have been interesting, or maybe some sharks. That would have been like more interesting because in Far Cry 3 and 4, I know definitely Far Cry 3 had sharks in it. Far Cry 3 did, and it had crocodiles in it. I think number 4 did have crocodiles and alligators. Sharks, I think it did, or I think it didn't, but I wish this one just had some alligators in the water. That would have been really good, to have some alligators in the lake. So yeah, but before I end the review, so do you wanna put anything in the chat, your opinions or anything like that? Have you anything you have agreed what I've said in my review, or anything you want to disagree, and we can chat about it? Which part you thought was really good, and which gameplay did you thought was really good, or what gameplay you didn't think was good, or anything. So anyone in the chat, feel free to put anything in. I'll wait for a minute to see if anyone want to put anything in, anything you agree or disagree what I've said. Okay, so that's a minute gone. But like I said, if anyone wants to put any of your opinions in the chat of any positives what you thought of the game or any negatives you thought of the game. So that's what. So anyone will put in the chat your positives or any of your like your opinions or what you think or anything that I just said. Do you agree what I've said or disagree? Because I've said the positive side, the story's really good, some of the characters are really good, and stuff like that. So yeah, okay, so this is, I'm afraid this is the end of Far Cry 5 for solo mode. Probably in the future we'll probably give online a go, or maybe complete maybe some of its achievements. But like I said, it's been a really good 6 months playing this game, and I have to say thanks for anyone who followed me, joined me playing Far Cry 5, or everyone like watched me for the 6 months. So thank you for anyone for that. Thank you so much. But if you want to see my total Far Cry 5 gameplay, check out my YouTube channel, which is the Alan W Entertainment Show, where you want to see my journey through Far Cry 5. So yeah, this has been Protect Just John playing Far Cry 5, and I'll see you all next time.